As I was listening to Pat read for us this morning, again, there's one phrase in this passage that resonated with me as I went through this passage this week and again now, where God says, I am God and not man. As we'll see, that's such a good thing. In the first 3 chapters of the book of Hosea, we see how the marriage of Hosea and Gomer is a symbol. It's symbolic of a relationship between God and his people Israel. And then in chapters 4 to 10, we see how Israel is unfaithful. And in chapter 11, what we just read now, the prophecy of Hosea comes full circle. The story of the marriage between Hosea and Gomer had 3 phases. First, there was the initial period that I would hope all marriages have, and that's the period of love and happiness and faithfulness. But in Hosea's marriage, that was short-lived. Following that, there was a period of Gomer's unfaithfulness in which everything in her life seemed to be headed in a downward spiral. And during this phase of Gomer's unfaithfulness, Hosea continued to love his wife, continued to provide for her. But the way she acted led her further and further away, and eventually it led to Gomer finding herself in slavery. The third phase in the marriage is seen in Hosea's act of redemption when he purchases his wife back. He goes to the slave market and he made her his forever. And that story of Hosea's marriage to Gomer is an outline for the entire book of prophecy, this entire book of prophecy. The last 4 chapters of this book correspond to this last phrase of redemption. The love of God has been present. It's been present all along. But in chapters 4 to 10, and we didn't read all of those chapters, just the 10th, we don't read a lot about the love of God. We read a lot about judgment and discipline. But at the end of the book, while judgment is still there, the emphasis shifts to God's unquenchable love for his people. And what an amazing love this is. In chapter 11, Hosea writes about the love of God in reference to Israel's past, present, and future. But in each case that we might think it should, it doesn't consider a logical progression. And this is because God is God and not man.